Okay, so you've got that brilliant app idea, right? The one you think could actually, change things or
Mm.
solve a real problem.
Happens all the time. That spark.
Exactly. But then comes the thought, okay, but I don't code. I'm not technical. And for ages, that was like a huge wall.
It really was a serious barrier for founders, for
But
innovators.
that wall, it's basically crumbling down now
Yeah.
really
It's
fast.
a massive shift, isn't it? I
Yeah.
mean, what used to need deep expertise, maybe years of training, or just a ton of money for engineers,
Yeah.
is now opening up. It's becoming accessible to pretty much anyone with a good idea, even if you don't have that traditional tech background.
Totally. And that huge change is exactly what we're going to dig into in this deep dive.
Hmm.
We're using insights from a really interesting article by Zerdeya. It's called From Idea to Impact, Designing, Building, and Deploying Apps with Zerdeya's Insights.
And our goal here really is to unpack how you, especially if you're maybe an early stage founder, someone without that deep tech skill set can take your app idea and actually make it real.
Make it a deployed working application using all this new cloud tech and generative AI stuff.
Exactly.
So think of this as your guide, your shortcut, maybe. We'll walk through the whole process, idea to launch,
From start to finish.
and we'll uncover some pretty practical ways these tools can help, maybe some surprising things too. Ready to jump in?
Let's do it.
Okay, first things first. You need to get that idea out of your head, make it visual. We're talking about designing your app.
Right, the design phase.
Yeah.
And traditionally, yeah, that meant finding a designer, maybe hiring one, which can slow things down, cost money.
A bottleneck, for sure,
Right.
especially for a small startup.
But this is where AI is just, well, it's turning things upside down,
Right.
according to Zerdeya. Think about this. You could literally sketch something rough, like on a napkin,
Uh-huh.
show it to an AI design tool, and boom, it transforms it into an actual UI design. Not just a picture, a functional UI layout.
Wow, okay. And the really wild part for someone like me, maybe a non-technical founder, is that some of these tools can spit out basic code from the design.
That's the kicker. It's not just visualizing. You're getting a starting point for the code itself.
So what does that really mean if you've never designed or coded before?
It means you basically leapfrog a whole bunch of steps.
Hmm.
You see your idea come to life super fast, sure, but you also get a head start on the actual build.
Even with zero coding background.
Exactly. It helps you validate the idea much faster, iterate on the concept without getting stuck on, technical details you might not even understand yet. It's about proving the concept works.
That sounds like a massive speed boost. And it's not just static screens, right? What about video? Like if my app needs a cool explainer video or maybe video inside the app?
Yep. Another area AI is tackling, these AI visual content tools.
Mm-hmm.
You just describe what you want, like show a person using a futuristic gadget in a modern cafe.
Okay.
And the AI generates video clips based on that description. No need for cameras, lighting, actors.
Wait, so I can just type a sentence and get like a promo video snippet or some visual for my app?
Pretty much.
That's huge. Forget just saving money. That's an incredible way to get visuals quickly without needing a whole creative team.
It really accelerates things.
Right, so the design's taking shape. Maybe you've even got some starter code. Now for the big part, building your app, turning designs into something that actually works.
The construction phase.
And the Zerdeya article points out that cloud platforms are just packed with tools now, tools for like all different skill levels.
That's the key thing. The idea that you have to be a coding expert, it's just not strictly true anymore. There are amazing tools for building without deep coding knowledge.
Like what?
Well, you've got low-code and no-code platforms. Think of them as visual builders. You drag and drop elements, maybe describe what you want the app to do, and it generates a working prototype.
Kind of like digital Legos.
That's a great analogy, yeah. Building with blocks instead of writing lines and lines of code.
Makes sense. And it's not just for apps customers will see, right? The source mentioned no-code internal tool builders too, for stuff like .sted sheets.
Exactly. That's a huge one for startups. Imagine needing, say, an internal inventory tracker or a dashboard for customer feedback or some kind of automated report.
Yeah, stuff teams always need.
Right. With these tools, you can often build that directly from a spreadsheet or other data source without writing any code. You don't need to pull a developer off the main product for these internal jobs.
Okay, that's a clear win for efficiency. Frees up resources. Now, what about making the app .smart? Adding AI features, like understanding customer questions or creating content on the fly. Is that achievable?
Surprisingly, yes. Cloud platforms offer these dedicated AI development environments, places where you can play around with AI models, the brains, basically, and get starter code to plug that intelligence into your app.
So you're kind of embedding intelligence.
You are. It lets your app learn, interact, do things that felt like science fiction not long ago.
And even if you are writing code, or maybe just tweaking the code the AI generated, AI helps there too. What about these AI coding assistants?
Oh yeah, they're like having a super smart pair programmer sitting next to you.
How so?
They can write chunks of code for you, spot bugs, fix them, even suggest ways to make your code better or faster. It massively speeds things up.
And improves the quality, presumably.
Definitely. And it lowers the barrier for someone just learning or someone who just wants to build faster and focus on the logic, not the syntax.
Huge. Okay, but apps need to handle success, right? What if it takes off? What about the back end? Making sure it doesn't crash when lots of people use it.
Ah, scalability.
Mm.
That's where serverless compute services are incredibly powerful, especially for more complex apps. The key thing for a founder is you don't manage the servers.
No server management.
Nope, you focus on your app's code. That's logic. The cloud platform handles all the underlying infrastructure, automatically scaling up resources when traffic spikes and scaling down when it's quiet.
So it just adapts.
It adapts. Your app becomes what they call infrastructure agnostic. It's flexible, resilient. You're not locked into worrying about specific servers. It's a massive weight off your shoulders for growth.
Avoids a major headache, sounds like. And connected to that, the source talks about optimizing data storage. Why is that so critical? What are the options?
Data strategy is crucial. It affects performance, how fast your app feels, and if it can scale later. Think about it. A simple app storing, I don't know, basic user profiles needs a different setup than an app handling real-time video streaming or millions of transactions.
Right, different needs.
Cloud platforms offer a whole spectrum. Simple databases for structured info like
What?
names and addresses. Then you have specialized databases for massive amounts of data or super fast access like for gaming leaderboards or complex analytics.
So choosing the right one is key.
Absolutely. It future-proofs your app, keeps it running smoothly as you grow. Get it right early on.
Okay, design done, build done, scalability planned. Now the final step, getting it out there, deploying your app, making it available to people.
Yep, the launch phase. Cloud platforms make this easier too. For hosting the website part of your app or the app files themselves, there's usually managed app hosting.
Managed host.
Yeah, it's often the simplest route. Fast, easy. Like renting a pre-configured space for your app. Everything's mostly set up.
And alternatives.
For more complex apps, maybe web apps with specific needs, you might use serverless container platforms. They offer more control, more flexibility. They give it like building with more advanced modular blocks. Powerful stuff, especially as you scale.
Got it. And then getting it onto phones, that means the app stores, right?
The big ones, yeah. Google Play Console for Android apps, Apple App Store Connect for iOS. Those are the main gateways to reach users on their devices. You submit your app through them.
But before you hit that big publish button, testing seems vital. How do you manage that pre-release testing? Make sure it actually works.
Super important. You use tools like Firebase App Distribution or Apple's Test Flight. These are built for beta testing.
Beta testing, yeah.
You can easily send early versions of your app to a specific group of testers, friends, colleagues, early adopters. They use it, find bugs, give feedback.
So you iron out the kinks before everyone sees it.
Exactly. Get that real-world feedback in a controlled way.
Mm.
It leads to a much smoother public launch, fewer embarrassing bugs on day one.
Smart. Okay, let's shift slightly. Let's talk about making apps not just functional, but really intelligent, autonomous even. AI agents, what are these?
AI agents are a really exciting evolution. Think beyond just a feature. It's like building a smart assistant directly into your app or workflow.
More than just a chatbot.
Way more. An AI agent can understand complex requests from users, go look up information from various sources, maybe your company's knowledge base or external data, and then actually take action based on that.
Take action, like book something or summarize a report.
Precisely. It could handle customer support queries more deeply,
Yeah.
automate complex internal processes, summarize long documents for users. They can act on the user's behalf automatically.
That sounds incredibly useful. How do you build these? What tools did Zerdeya mention?
There's a range. You have dedicated AI agent platforms. These are specialized for building agents that can do that deep data searching, summarizing, and acting. Then, for easier integration, there are low-code or no-code AI agent builders. These let you plug agents into apps you already have or into things like Slack or email, often without heavy coding.
Making it more accessible.
Right. And for developers who want maximum control, who want to build something really custom and complex, There are frameworks and SDKs, software development kits, toolkits basically, for building sophisticated agents from scratch.
So options across the board depending on your technical comfort level.
Exactly.
Okay, wow. We've covered a lot, drawing from Zerdeya's insights. Let's try and boil it down. What are the real key takeaways for someone listening, maybe that founder with the big idea?
Okay, first big one. You don't necessarily need to be a coder anymore. These no-code and low-code tools are seriously powerful. You can build real sophisticated apps and automate stuff without writing tons of code.
The barrier is genuinely lower.
Much lower. Second, AI power is accessible. It's not just for giant tech companies. You can integrate smart features, use AI assistants, build agents using these cloud tools and platforms. It's within reach.
Making your app stand out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Third, scalability isn't the nightmare it used to be. Modern cloud stuff is built to grow with you. Reliability, speed, the infrastructure handles it, letting you focus on the product, not the plumbing.
Peace of mind, essentially.
A lot of it, yeah.
Yeah.
And finally, something Zerdeya highlights is integration. These cloud services, they're designed to work together smoothly. Less time fighting to connect different tools, more time building.
It's like a whole ecosystem designed to help you innovate.
That's the idea, a complete toolkit.
So we've really traced the path today, haven't we? From that initial idea, maybe sketched out, all the way to getting a deployed app into users' hands. And it's clear AI and the cloud have made this path so much more accessible than it was even, 5 years ago.
It's a totally different landscape for entrepreneurs. Really exciting.
It really is. So maybe the final thought to leave you with is this. Knowing these tools are out there, knowing they're this accessible, what problem could you solve now? What kind of app could you build, even if you don't have that traditional tech background? How does this change what it even means to be a builder or a creator in tech today? And what doors does that open for your own ideas? Something to think about.